Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where this guy is going to the moon. We have a contract, and it's going to take a little time to do all the contract components. Specifically, we need to extract ore from the moon and deliver it to Kerbal. Only in orbit of Kerbal, interestingly, we don't technically need to recover it. However, we also need to build a new surface outpost on the moon, and it needs to support at least 10 Kerbals. So, none of these things are going to be satisfied with this launch. What's our current apoapsis at? Okay. Our current apoapsis is getting there. I usually like to start the gravity turn with these designs around 60 kilometers. It's pretty late, but yeah, it's very difficult to fight the air resistance at these speeds. Okay, let's just cut the engines for right now. And let's get on over here. We got our patented backflip in. There we go. So our apoapsis is plenty high. I'm going to go ahead and ditch our fairing right now. And we need to be at the horizon currently. Like, that was not a great launch. And I'm going to turn the brakes action group on. But it'll get the job done, I suppose. It's not like we have a shortage of Delta V. Okay, so we're currently in space, and our apoapsis is plenty high, so I'm just going to create a maneuver node to circularize here. And I can't help but notice that Verkle doesn't have the ability to lock to a maneuver node. Thanks, Verkle. Your assistance is noted. Let's go ahead and extend our solar panels before I forget. Power is, in fact, helpful. Okay, node is in T-minus 2 minutes. Burn time is 1 minute 15 seconds. So we want to burn this at 37 seconds, but we're probably going to want to burn a little sooner than that because we're going to need to stage our primary stager. So more like, I'm going to burn it at more like 45 seconds, I think. So let's go on forward. So in about 5 seconds. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. And off we go, into orbit. Fantastic. The reason I burned a little bit early is because of this. Thrust to weight, suddenly gone. Good old poodle engine. Gotta love it. I mean, the Delta V is amazing, though. So there's that. But we're saving our nose cones. We are going to be firing our nose cones at the surface of the moon. Hopefully with enough terminal velocity that they get us a little bit more science. Okay, we're just about done with this burn. We're also just about in orbit. I really should get Jeb and Valentina off of Minmus one of these days. Maybe once we're done with this, that'll be that mission. The plan was kind of for that to be the first mission for the SSTM, but I don't know. Maybe that'll happen. Moon is our target. Ascending node of 1.6%. That's a bit of a yikes. I mean, I suppose that makes sense. That was not a clean ascent. Let's go ahead and burn a little Delta V to fix that. This way? Yep. That'll do the trick. We'll go ahead and head on over to that maneuver node. Close enough for now. There we go. And we'll warp to next maneuver. And let's just fix our inclination before we do anything stupid. Burn time of 7 seconds, so I'm just going to go ahead and warp forward a little bit. We need to burn this at 3.5 seconds. So, almost there. Right there. Let me just chase this node a little bit. Come here, you node. There we go. Good enough. Yep. Perfect. So we're actually in a pretty good position right now to probably get an encounter with the moon relatively soon. Right? Oh yeah. Super solid. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this in. Not this way. A little more prograde. That's a reasonable orbit there. We bring it in a little further. That's too far. Too far. That is nice. I like it. 805 meters per second. Node is in T-minus 1 minute, and our burn time is 1 minute 24 seconds. So at 42 seconds is when we need to do this, and we are very close to that right now, but we managed to get oriented mostly. 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. I started at 43 for some reason, but it should be okay. In fact, I could just cut the engine for 1 second. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a reasonably lengthy burn. I would physics warp this burn. I in fact have my hands on the physics warp button right now, but I'm a bit concerned about this thing shaking itself apart under physics warp. So I'm going to not do that right now. However, we are going to be in a very solid position very shortly. Just going to keep adjusting our heading a tiny little bit. But there's our destination right there. $180 more meters per second to burn here. Make that 120. I am going to be chasing this node a little bit. We're going to have to double check our final periapsis because it's going to be exciting if we're too close. Realistically, we should be further away right now. That should be incredibly close. Ooh. Okay. That's a little too close for comfort. It's very, very close. I'm just going to back it off a tiny bit. That is a little safer. Okay. 12 kilometers should be fine. I'd like to take it to 16 will be good. So we'll just add a maneuver at this periapsis and bring it on in. We'll just circularize. No, I don't want to add a maneuver there. I don't want to set the moon as target. It's already target. And that should do. Excellent. So let's go ahead and warp to that maneuver. And we'll be able to orient to it once we get there. I'm not concerned about that. Because now we should be able to orient relatively quickly. This tank's almost dry, after all. I mean, not almost dry. It's, we've got lots left in this tank, but it's over half gone. Oh my, that got a little laggy there. And there's our Verkle survived somehow flag. So Verkle, how does it feel to be back to the moon again? Oh, really? You didn't have a fun time last time? I suppose you didn't at that. We're gonna want to burn this at T-minus 12 seconds. Which I've missed. But, it should be fine. Excellent. So far, so good. I'm just gonna lock to retrograde for right now. Now I'll chase that node a little bit. Okay, what's our periapsis at? 11 kilometers? Let's burn prograde a tiny bit. Push that guy back out. Okay, that should be good enough. Perfect. So, our base is over here right now, and I'm going to want to land near-ish to the base. So, let's go ahead and warp over to the dark side of the moon right now. The base is currently in darkness, but it's coming into the light relatively soon. We may need to do another full orbit, though, before it's really in the light. And I don't really want to land in the dark. I want to do all this in the light, ideally. We don't have a light on this thing, so it would be nice to do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ComNet. It's just a little bit visually noisy. And yeah, we're going to want to warp to here and then do another orbit. At least one. For sure. So we'll go ahead and warp to here. Because I definitely want to land near the base, and I also definitely want the base to be lit when we land. That usually helps. Well, it is pretty much time to put a cut in. I mean, I could continue warping for 2 minutes, but I don't feel like that's particularly interesting content. So I think I will not do that. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we're going to land this thing near the control station, but I'm going to do the warping off camera, and we'll have that ready to go, and we'll be pretty much ready to land as soon as the next episode starts. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.